Hello everybody, my name is Kyle, I'm 3639, welcome back to another video. Today, in this one, it's going to be another deck profile video, and in this one, it's going to be my updated virtual world deck profile post-July 2021 ban list. Yeah, this is very interesting because it looks like Virtual World could actually be a contender in this format based on the one and only tournament that has happened in this next format that's happening with, Striker to 1 and stuff like that. This already has 3 tops in the top 16 and actually ended up winning that event as well. So I decided to go back to my Virtual Worlds and see and give it a little bit of an update, see what the deck can do now, and this is what my deck will be looking like today. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the card by card, shall we? We're playing 3 Gamma and the 1 Driver as a hand trap kind of thing for the deck, so just a hand trap there, and then 3 Ash Blossom with Joyous Spring, my bad. Also just another generic hand trap that we play in the deck as well, because this format's really looking like it's going to be hand trap heavy, just kind of like the last format was. So yeah, you want to definitely play hand traps in here. But now on to the actual virtual cards. We are playing 3 Virtual World Mayhem Lulu, which is the most important card of the Virtual World archetype here. So all the Virtual Worlds have the same top effect if you don't know. If this card's in your hand, target 1 Virtual World card on the field. Send 1 Virtual World card with a different type, either monster, spell, or trap. So if you end up targeting like a monster, you can either send a spell or trap to graveyard, special summon this card out, and then it usually has a different effect based on what the card is. Lulu's effect in this case is you get to add whatever card you did not target or send to graveyard. So let's say you target a trap, you send a spell, you can end up adding a Virtual World monster to hand after you special summon Lulu. And that's why it's so important, because it's a searcher, it's a tuner, can end up getting, so it sends things to graveyard, because that's also very important in this deck as well. It can end up searching you a monster in the process of it, and it's a level 3 tuner as well. So a very, very good card here, definitely 3 of without a doubt. Next thing up is Virtual World GG here. Another level 3 non-tuner here that's still pretty good for its effect. Again, it has the same top effect as Special Summon itself, but its bottom effect differs from during the end phase. To resolve GG's effect, you can add 1 Virtual World monster from your graveyard to your hand. So it actually just ends up starting to recur stuff for you. Let's say after all your combos or stuff are going, and you want to add like Lao Lao or Lulu back to hand, GG will let you do that in graveyard. Absolutely amazing card there. 3 of it. It's a non-tuner level 3 as well. Can help you go into your Synchro monsters and stuff like that. Very important card for the deck as well. We're playing 3 Lily, which is basically just a double Foolish Burial for the deck, level 6. Same top effect. Bottom effect just lets you Foolish another different type from the one you targeted and the one you first sent. So that's just another card for that. Lily, level 6, can help you get into your level 9 stuff, or it can help you get into rank stuff as well. It's not that important to the deck. You still want to play 3 of, though, because you want to see multiple virtual names in your hand, so you can start comboing off and stuff like that. And then Virtual World Roshi Lao Lao, another very, very, very good card for the Virtual archetype. It has the same top effect, but its bottom effect lets you monster reborn a Virtual monster that you did not send to the graveyard for its special summon effect. So let's say you special summon this card by sending something like a GG to graveyard. When you special summon Lao Lao, you cannot summon GG because you sent that off for its special summon effect. That's its only restriction there, is for to prevent you from special summoning the card you sent to graveyard, but that's honestly not that much of a hindrance. You usually have other cards in graveyard you want to special summon anyways. Lao Lao, very, very good, can help you really set up into the combo plays as well. Level 6 tuner as well is very good as well. We are playing 2 Virtual World Nyan because, 1, it doesn't have the top effects like all these Virtual World do, where it can special summon themselves out. But it does have a way to special summon itself out. It just ends up being in graveyard. If a level 3 monster is normal to special summon, you can special summon Nyan as a tuner, but banish it when it leaves the field. So very good with that as well. And then it just ends up being banished as well. You can recur one of your banished cards from your banished area back into the deck. Very good. We're only playing 2 of, because you really don't want to see this card in hand. You'd rather see it in graveyard and stuff like that. That's why we're only playing 2. And then to end out the Virtual World monster, we're playing Virtual World Auto Him 2-2. This was one of the newest supports for virtual world that came out this year in Blazing Vortex. If you control no monsters or all your monsters are psychic and or war monsters, normal this card without tributing. You really don't use that effect, but it is there if you want to. More likely, you can discard one psychic or war monster spell summon this card as a tuner from your graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. And then, yeah, that's about it for that. We're just playing one of. You really don't need the card in the deck if you don't have it, but it's just a really good way just to see another name in deck. It's better than playing 3 Nyan in my case, so that's why I'm playing 1 2/2 here. Now on to the spells and traps. We're playing 3 Pot of Desires for that draw 2. You really don't mind banishing 1/4 of your deck in this deck because you're kind of playing 3 of everything in this deck. So Pot of Desires is very good in this deck. We're playing 3 Virtual World Queen Long, which is also very good card for the archetype. If this card's in your graveyard, you can banish 1. You can banish this card to search out a Virtual World monster, then discard a card. So it's a searcher for your deck, so it's very good for that. And then it has a on-field effect as well, where you can banish a Virtual World to target 1 face-up monster on the field. Negate its effect. If that was a quick effect, that would be nice, but it is not because it's a continuous spell. So its top effect really doesn't get used as much, but it's still a very good card to look out for here. Its graveyard effect is basically what it's used for in this deck. We're playing 3 Virtual World City Kuao Long. This is to help you pull out either your Chuche or Queen Long. Most likely it's your Chuche all the time, but it's also just there as, you know, if you want to send it off like the Virtual World's effects and stuff like that. That's what we're playing 3 of. If you don't know, you place 1 Virtual World Gate card from your deck face up in your spell or trap zone. So the Virtual World Gate cards is Queen Long, Chuche, or Zhang Wu here. That's where your legal targets are. So yeah, very good card, and if you you can just end up using it for the Foolish Burials to special summon your Virtual Worlds as well. We're playing 1 Emergency Teleport because you can pull out either Lulu or Nyan off the effect of Emergency Teleport and start comboing off and stuff like that. 1 Called by the Grave just for a hand trap negation and stuff like that. 1 Upstart Goblin just to make this a 39 card deck. And then now onto the traps. We're playing 3 Infinite Impermanence. It's just another hand trap in this deck. This can also be Effect Veiler if you don't have the money for Imperm at this point. But yeah, this can definitely be Veiler if you want. But Imperm is still pretty good as well. 2 Chuche, which is a very, very important card in this deck. If you don't know the effect, target 1 card on the field, shuffle 2 of your banished virtual cards back into the deck, then destroy that card. And then in the graveyard, it has a graveyard effect during your main phase. Banish this card from your graveyard, target a virtual monster you control, increase or decrease its level / rank by 3. So that's very interesting as well there for Chuche. And then we got Virtual Gate Zhang Wu here, which is just a 1 of. It's actually a newer support for the Virtual World as well. Its top effect is absolutely worthless. It's on-field effect. It's during the battle phase. If you have control of another Virtual Gate, target 1 card face-up monster on the field, change its battle position. Very, very not that good. We use it for its Bond effect, which is basically a monster reborn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target a virtual monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but negate its effects. Then send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. That's very good just as a monster reborn effect and why we're only playing just the 1 of. So yeah, that is it for the main deck. Now into the extra deck where things get a little bit interesting here. This is where a lot of the virtual decks end up changing things. Like there's only like a couple changes between virtual decks and stuff, like some play triple tactic talents and stuff like that. I just don't choose to play triple tactics talents in this case. But the extra deck is really where things get switched up here, especially in the rank column here for at least me. Starting off with the rank 3s here, we're playing Virtual World Shell Jaja. I like this card because it's a non-targeting banish card. So if you end up like versing like something like Dragoon, this deck has a hard time outing Dragoon because it doesn't have a way to either beat over it and stuff like that. So Virtual World Shell Jaja is a way to out the Dragoon here. So once per turn, detach 1 material from this card. Target a face-up monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle until the end of your opponent's turn. And then its bottom effect is where you can out a couple cards. Once per turn, after damage calculation, this card battled an opponent's monster while it has 2 or more monsters in the graveyard with the original type and attribute as each other. That should not be that hard. You can banish that opponent's monster. That's why Jaja is a very good card for outing Dragoon, specifically, and why I do play it. We're playing number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. Honestly, this can be Break Sword if you want to as well. I just don't have it in real life. This is my like in real life deck, my paper deck in real life. I just don't have a Break Sword, so I am playing number 75 instead. But this can definitely be Break Sword if you want, or like even like a Gaia Champion, the rank 7 card that you can rank onto a rank 6 card if you want. That can definitely be in here as well over number 75. But I just like 75 because it has that negation effect. Yes, your opponent gets to draw one card, but depending on what your end board is, that could be just annihilating to them as well. Now onto the rank 6, we're playing Constellar M7. Of course, this card is ridiculous. Pull out very easy in this deck, and then once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, target one monster, either on the field or graveyard, add it back to hand. Very good, just either as a disruption for your opponent, or to add one of your own virtual cards back to hand as well. So that's just a good way there. We're playing Virtual Phoenix Fan, which again, just another ranked card. Once per turn, detach two materials from this card, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, and one card in either graveyard, banish him. It's kind of like an IDP type of effect in the deck, and that's why we're playing this card. We're playing a Phantom Fortress Enter Blasphemir. This is the only rank 9 card out of the entire deck. Basically, it's just another way to out problem cards like Dragoon and stuff like that, because once per turn, detach one material from this card, activate one of these effects. Either banish a card your opponent controls, banish one random card your opponent's hand, or banish one card from your opponent's graveyard. So that's just very, very good. It doesn't target either, so which is absolutely amazing as well. Non-targeting banish is absolutely ridiculous, and why I am playing Enter Blasphemir. And then we're playing as our last XYZ Zeus, because we're playing XYZ monsters, and Zeus is basically really good support for XYZ monsters, and why we are playing it. Now on to the Synchro monsters here. We're starting off with the level 6 monsters. We're playing Virtual World Beast Juju as a 1/1, my bad. Again, this is a very good card effect. Cannot be disturbed by a battle or card effects while you have 2 or more of monsters with the same type and attribute as each other in the graveyard. And then it has an effect where you can banish 2 monsters with the same original type and attribute from the graveyard, but with different names. Target one card on the field, send it to the graveyard. Absolutely good there. You have your Stardust Charge Warrior to let you draw one card and then help you go into future plays as well. Same thing with Coral Dragon here, but it doesn't have that once per turn, discard a card, target one card your opponent controls, destroy it kind of thing. That's still a thing that a lot of people forget Coral Dragon has. But it also just uses it as draw as well. Playing Muddy Mud Dragon. We'll get back to this once we get to the fusion as well. Vermilion Dragon Mech, starting off with the level 9s here. Just again, once per turn, banish a tuner from your hand, graveyard, or face up on the field. Target a card on the field, destroy it. And then if this card, the Synchro Summon card is destroyed, add a tuner back to your hand as well. Very good. It can help you out with combo plays as well, but it's usually just for that disruption kind of thing. You're playing your Virtual World Shen Shen, because Shen Shen is still pretty ridiculous. A Macrocosmos on wheels, especially in this format, could actually maybe even do something. Any card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. And then once per turn, when you declare an attack, return one of your banished monsters back to the graveyard. And then your main phase 2, except for when this card is sent to graveyard, banish 2 monsters with the same with different original types and attributes from each other. Spill some of this card from your graveyard. Very, very good. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and Ultimate Tzolk'in go together. So basically, Ultimate Tzolk'in requires you not to Synchro Summon it, but to you special summon this card by sending 2 or level 5 or higher monsters you control with the same level to the graveyard, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. So basically, you use Lao Lao and another like level 6 monster either from your extra deck or from your main deck here that, same level. Lao Lao's a tuner, let's say Lily's a non-tuner. You go into Ultimate Tzolk'in, special summon itself out. Then you end up sending 1 card, and then that sets triggers Tzolk'in's effect, where you can special summon 1 level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monster from your extra deck. That's where you pull out Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and that has its negation effect as well, where once per turn, when a monster effect is activated, negate the activation if you do destroy that monster, and if you do, gain attack equal to the destroyed monster original attack. So that's kind of your play there with that. We'll get to that once we get into the combo section of the video. And now into Invoke Caliga? Caliga, is that how you pronounce it? This is where Muddy Mud Dragon comes in. So this is a level 6 generic Synchro monster. You go into this, basically just do your plays. This card can be substituted as any one fusion monster who is specifically listed on a fusion monster. In this case, it would be Alistair the Invoker. So basically, you go into Ultimize Azoken, and then you pull out your Crystal Ring Synchro Dragon. Then you pull out Muddy Mud Dragon. Then you declare effect, its bottom effect, where you can, during your main phase, if you control another Synchro summon card, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion material, including this card. So basically, you use this and your Tzolk'in, which is now worthless since it got Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon out from the graveyard, and then go into an invoked Caligula. And this is basically where the deck will thrive, because this card's effect is basically each player can only attempt one monster effect per turn, and each player can only attack with one monster during either battle phase. So you have this, you have your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and then usually you have your Chuche on the ready as well. If they try to beat it over an attack, you just Chuche that card off field. If they pass turn back to you during your turn, you just end up Chucheing off the Caligula, and then just combo off from there. So that's why that's in the deck as well. So yeah, that is it for the entire deck. The side deck, this is really up to you if you really... this is really up to you. But I play 3 Droll, 3 Nibiru, 3 Dark Ruler no more if you end up going second. Lightning Storm against the back row hate. And then the anti-spell fragrance in the Imperial Order. I'm expecting to see Sky Striker in the format. That's why this is in here as well. So yeah, very, very interesting deck. Now let's get into the combos with the deck. Now on to the combo portion of the section of the video, but before we actually get to that, I need to show you what this deck can still do. It can still pretty much brick. As you can see this hand, if you end up going first, you have a really bricky hand. You kind of just have to pass turn with this. Maybe you set the imperm first and then pass turn with that. This deck can still brick a lot. That still hasn't changed from when it had VFD. This deck can still brick, still expect it to brick. I mean, this is still pretty good because you still have 3 negations if you pass it to your opponent. But again, this can still happen. That's just how it goes. Let's say if you end up going second, you waste the Gamma and stuff. What do you draw for turn? Draw a Quellon. That can actually help you out going second and stuff like that. But again, it can brick. I still want you to remember that. But now let's get into the combo, shall we? Now on to the actual combo portion of the video, now that we have stopped bricking. Yeah, so this is a very good hand here. This is if you choose to go first, and let's just say you're not versing any negations, because in this case I'm just showing what the deck can do. So we're going to start off with our Virtual World City Quellon here. And if it lets me view the deck here, I'll go in, activate our Chuche here. And we'll go GG effect targeting the Chuche here. We'll discard a Queen Long to graveyard here, and then just special summon out the GG. And then we'll go Queen Long effect, banishing itself, and then going to a Lulu here. And then we'll have to discard a card. I'll actually just discard 2/2 here because it's pretty much worthless in our hand. Then we'll go Lulu effect, target the Chuche here. Go ahead, discard a... We have to discard a spell. We'll discard a Queen Long here. Special summon the Lulu in attack, and then Lulu's effect to add, we'll add a Lao here because we didn't add a monster, or send a monster, so we're good there. And then we'll go, let's see, we can go Synchro Summon to start yeah, this works. We'll go Synchro Summon here, we'll go into a Stardust Charge Warrior here. We'll declare the effect to draw 1 card here. Draw 1, we get a... Damn, we get a Nanya. That's actually pretty bad. We haven't normal summoned yet, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Declare effect of Lao, target the Chuche still. We'll discard the other Nanya. Luckily, that's still in deck here. We'll discard the Nanya. Special summon out the Lao. Then Lao effect to special summon GG. And then on resolution, you'll do Nanyan's effect since GG was special summon. To special summon out Nanyan as a tuner, but banishes when it leaves the field. Then we'll go into Ultimate Tzolk'in using Lao and Stardust Charge Warrior to go into the Ultimate Tzolk'in. Then we'll set the Imperm here, then declare the effect of Ultimate Tzolk'in. Special summon out the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Then here we'll go Synchro Summon with Nanyan and Gigi, because Nanyan is a tuner here. Go ahead and go into a Muddy Mud Dragon here. Now we still have some follow-up here, because we still have a normal summon and we still have a Lily as well. We can go Lily, that's still pretty bad. We can also summon Nanyan, summon Lily, send that, but we have no discard fodder. This is very interesting. I think this is the best we can get it from. Normal Summon Lily, send, because I don't want to target Chuche here, because that would do nothing. Normal Summon Nyanyan, Lily target. Yeah, that does nothing either. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and declare effect a Mud Dragon, and then Synchro Summon using those two. Special Summon our Caligula out, or Caliga, I don't know how you pronounce that. And then with that, we'll just basically pass on that. We'll go end phase here, activate our one and only, well, it's actually resolving Gigi's effect, it's not activating. So we'll add Lala or Lulu back to hand, and we'll just pass on that. So what's this? 2 negations, plus like a really, really good floodgate here, plus the Chuche pop as well. So the only thing that really outs this is maybe like an Imperm, and then that Imperm would really do things. So yeah, it's not like the best thing in the world, but again, it's just like a control deck kind of thing. Yes, it's not as good as it used to be with like VFD and stuff like that, but this is still like a board you can still somewhat do. There's probably more plays I can do there, but I'm still testing with the deck as well. Not like with like how the deck is built, but just like the plays and stuff like that as well. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content on the channel. I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with a stream on Saturday or Sunday. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.